everyone. My name is Shantar Kumar, Department of Mathematics, Assistant Professor in Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Dundigal. Today, we are going to discuss that linear algebra and calculus. Actually, this linear algebra and calculus is common to all the branches under the graduates. And again, here mainly we are dividing like that 5 units, that is a 5 modules. That module 1 based upon the theory of matrices, module 2 that is a linear transformation, module 3 is a functions of single and several variables, module 4 that is a higher order linear differential equations, module 5 Fourier transformation. And again, once again, if you are going to discuss that regarding that one by one, that module 1 is a theory of matrices, which consisting of the totally based upon the real matrices and also the complex matrices and the linear transformation. Therefore, that under the real matrices, particularly, we are going to discuss that symmetric matrices, skew symmetric matrices, orthogonal matrices, and whereas the complex matrices, under the complex matrices are dealing with that is a Hermitian matrix, skew Hermitian matrix, unitary matrices. And next is a elementary row and column operations, finding the rank of a matrix by reducing to echelon form of a matrix, that is a normal form of a matrix, finding the inverse of a matrix using the Gauss-Jordan method. Second module, that is a linear transformation. Under the linear transformation based upon the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, and again the applications of the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, and again the finding the eigenvalues, eigenvectors, diagonalization of a matrix by using the linear transformation. And module 3 is the functions of the single variable and also several variable. And under the functions of single variable and also the several variable, mainly we are going to discuss that is the general theorems. Under the general theorems, that is the Rolle's theorem, Lagrange's theorem, Cauchy's mean value theorem, and again the single variable and also the second two variables based upon the partial differential equation. Under the partial differential equations, particularly we are going to discuss that is a Jacobian function, functions of the dependence function, and maxima and minima of a functions of two variables and also including the three variables. And finally, under the module 3, we are going to discuss that methods of the Lagrange's multipliers. And again, coming to module 4, that module 4 is a higher order linear differential equation. Under the higher order linear differential equations, particularly we are going to discuss that constant coefficients, that is based upon the second order and also higher order with constant coefficient. And moreover, in this module 4, we are going to discuss that non-homogeneous equations of the higher order linear differential equations. And again, finally, the module 5 is based upon the Fourier series, and under the Fourier series, we are going to discuss the periodic functions, and again that even related the periodic functions, discussing like that even function, odd functions, and also that half range interval series. And again, coming to point, today we are going to discuss that module 1, that is based upon the theory of matrices. Under the theory of matrices, particularly we are going to discuss that types of a real matrices. And first of all, before going to discuss the real matrices, therefore, first of all, we need to discuss based upon the matrices definition. And first of all, the matrices definition is nothing but a system of mn numbers. Either the mn numbers are the real numbers or complex numbers arranged in the form of an ordered set of m rows. Actually, the m rows is nothing but it is called as a horizontal lines, and again that n columns, the columns is also called as a that is a vertical lines. With the help of this one, it is known as a matrix of order n cross n. That m cross n, that is nothing but it is read as a m by n as a matrix. These numbers are enclosed in the brackets between either the closed bracket, again the open bracket, and again that is a double script notation. Actually, this is called as a double script notation. The double script notation is nothing but it is called as a double script notation. Moreover, in that first subscript denoted is that is based upon the rows, and again the second subscript is denoted that is a columns. Therefore, with the help of it is called as a double script notation. With the help of this m and also that is n, that is a rows and columns together, it is m by n is a matrix. And generally, a matrix can be represented by a capital letters. Here, given that one of the example a11, a12 up to so on, that is a a1n. Second row a21, a22 up to so on a2n, and similarly that M row, that is a M1, AM2 up to so on, AMN, and which is equal to Aij M by N, where I is lies in between 1 is less than or equal to I is less than or equal to M, and again I 1 is a less than or equal to J is less than or equal to N is a condition. And again coming to the types of the matrices. Under the types of the matrices, many different type of the matrices are available. And again, today we are going to discuss the sum of the real matrices. Under the sum of the real matrices, first of all, that is a square matrix. The square matrix is nothing but the rows and is equal to columns. When the given matrix is a square matrices, immediately the matrix is satisfied that rows and columns is equal to both are the same. And sometimes the square matrix is also called as a square matrix of order n, that is a n-rowed matrix. That n-rowed matrix is nothing but, for example, if the given matrix is a 2 rows, that is a 2 columns, and with the help of the 2 rows and 2 columns, that is called as a indirectly order of the 2, that is a square matrix of order 2, and sometimes that is called as a 2-rowed matrix. The 2-rowed matrix is also called as a, that is a 2 by n 2 by matrix. For example, 3-rowed matrix. 3-rowed matrix is nothing but 3 by 3 matrix. That is nothing but the matrix is satisfied the rows and columns both are the same. Therefore, based upon this one, we are given that 1, 1, 2, 2 is said to be, that is second order matrix. Second one, that is a rectangular matrix. The rectangular matrix is nothing but the number of rows is not equal to the number of columns. That means, for example, a matrix which is not a square matrix is called as a rectangular matrix. For example, under this one, it is example 1, minus 1, 2, 2, 3, 4 is a 2 by 3 matrix. That means here, which is a 2 rows and 3 columns. Therefore, based upon this one, if you are observing here, the rows is equal to 2 and columns is equal to 3. Therefore, it is a number of rows is not equal to number of columns. Therefore, the such type of the matrix is called as a, that is a horizontal matrix, or something it is a rectangular matrix. The rectangular matrix is also called as, sometimes it is a horizontal matrix. And row matrix. Row matrix is nothing but it is involving only one row. Means wherever the second definition is a rectangular matrices, the rectangular matrix is nothing but rows is not equal to column. But row matrix is nothing but which is involving only one row. Therefore, a matrix of order 1 cross m is called, that is a row matrix. For example, 1, 2, 3. Here the row is 1, the column is 3. Therefore, here the number of rows is equal to 1, the columns are the 3. Therefore, in this example, only one row which is involving, therefore, the matrix is said to be row matrix. And again the column matrix. The column matrix is nothing but which is involving only, that is a one column, that number of rows is many rows. Therefore, here a matrix of order n cross 1 is called as a column matrix. Example, 1, 1, 1, 2. Therefore, here column is a 1, the rows is a 3. Therefore, with the help of this, rows is equal to columns is not equal. And again, moreover, it is a 3 rows and again 1 column. Therefore, entirely in this matrix, 1 column is existed. Therefore, such type of matrix is called as a column matrix. Next is a unit matrix. The unit matrix is nothing but the given matrix is satisfied the square matrix, and moreover, the elements are the non-diagonal elements are the 0, the diagonal elements are the 1. For example, if A is equal to the given matrix is I2, therefore 1, 0, 0, 1. Therefore, here the rows is 2 and columns is equal to 2, and moreover, here that non-diagonal elements are 0 clearly satisfied. The rows is, the diagonal elements are 1. Therefore, it is order is a 2 by 2 matrix. Therefore, it is a clear simple example for the unit matrix of order, that is a 2. And similarly, for example, if it is considered that is a 3 by 3 matrix, therefore 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Therefore, it is a rows is equal to 3 and columns are also clearly 3. The diagonal elements are 1s and the non-diagonal elements are the 0. Therefore, based upon these are the two examples, these two are called as a unit matrix of order respectively, that is a 2 and also 3. And again the 0 matrix. The 0 matrix is nothing but whenever the given matrix is involving all the elements are 0, the matrix is said to be the 0 matrix. Either the 0 matrix is required to satisfy either the rectangular matrix or something it is a square matrix. It is not compulsory required to satisfy any order. Therefore, either it may be, for example, that is a 2 rows and columns, it is 3 columns. Therefore, it is a 0, 2 by 3 is equal to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Therefore, it is a 0 matrix clearly satisfied. Why? Because all the elements are clearly satisfied zeros. Therefore, such type of the matrix is said to be, that is a 0 matrix. Next one is a diagonal elements in a matrix. The diagonal elements in a matrix is nothing but what it is here, that any matrix is given, the diagonal elements are nothing but it is a corresponding that here example is a is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In this, the diagonal elements are clearly 1, 5, 9 only. And moreover, the diagonal matrix is different from the diagonal elements. The diagonal matrix is nothing but the non-diagonal elements are the 0. For example, under this example, if it is considered 3, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, minus 2, under this example, clearly if you are observing the non-diagonal elements are 0 is satisfied, the diagonal elements are satisfied 3, 1, minus 2. Therefore, such type of that example is suitable for the diagonal matrix. According to the definition of a square matrix, all of whose elements except those in a leading diagonal elements are 0 is called as a diagonal matrix. And simply, if you want to say something the diagonal matrix, the non-diagonal elements are the 0. And again, it is a scalar matrix. The scalar matrix is said to be, it is satisfied the diagonal square matrix, and moreover, the non-diagonal elements are the 0, and moreover, finally, the diagonal elements are the same multiplication with the number. For example, if it is a matrix is a is equal to 2, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 2, a diagonal matrix whose leading the diagonal elements are equal is called as a scalar matrix. Under this example, the scalar value is nothing but that is a 2 only. Therefore, based upon this example, clearly we can say this is the matrix is said to be that is a scalar matrix. Next is a equal matrices. The equal matrices are nothing but, for example, if it is a consider the two matrices A comma B are the two matrices, the two matrices are the same order, and again that is nothing but the same type. And again, the elements are, when we are comparison, the elements are which is equal to the same numbers. That is the corresponding in numbers we need to comparison. Therefore, the two matrices are said to be that is a equal matrices. And again, the transpose of the matrices. The transpose of a matrix is nothing but here the matrix is obtained from any given matrix A by interchanging its rows and columns is called the transpose of a matrix. It is denoted by that is a dash or it is a power of transpose. That is nothing but it is called as a transpose of a matrix. That entirely that interchanging the rows and columns is called as the transpose of a matrix. And again, here based upon this transpose of a matrix, everyone remember that is a transpose of O transpose is equal to A, otherwise A dash of O dash is equal to A. And again, based upon this one, these are the four, remember the condition, that one is a if A dash and also that B dash be the transpose of A and B respectively, then A dash of whole dash is equal to A, and second one A plus B whole dash is equal to A dash plus B dash. Third one K into A whole dash is equal to K is a constant, that is a scalar, then you need to take out common K is outside, the rest of the term is A dash is a value. And finally, that AB whole dash is equal to that is a B dash into A dash. Next one, regarding the triangular matrices. Actually, the triangular matrices are the two types. One is a upper triangular matrix, second one is a lower triangular matrices. And according to that upper triangular matrices, if you are going to discuss that, the given matrices are the satisfied the square matrices. And second, next condition is a if we want to say that the upper matrix is the upper triangular matrices, the below the diagonal element should be satisfied the 0. Such type of the matrix is said to be that is upper triangular matrix. For example, it is a given the example 1, 3, 8, 0, 4, minus 5, 0, 0, 2 is the value. And while we are observing this matrices, what it is here, the diagonal elements are 1, 4, 2, the non-diagonal elements are, it is a below the diagonal elements are the clearly corresponding, that is a 0, 0, 0 clearly satisfied. Therefore, such type of the matrix is said to be, it is upper triangular matrix. And based upon this one, here the definition is a square matrix all of whose elements below the leading the diagonal elements are 0 is called as a upper triangular matrices. And simply if you want to tell something the upper triangular matrices, the below the diagonal elements are 0 is called as a upper triangular matrices. And based upon this one, second one, that is a lower triangular matrix. The lower triangular matrix is nothing but similarly above the definition of the upper triangular matrices, whenever the given matrix is satisfied the square matrices. Second condition, that is above the diagonal elements are 0, such type of the matrix is called as a that is lower triangular matrices. And again the third one, together the upper triangular matrix and the lower triangular matrix together it is called as a that is a triangular matrix. That is nothing but the definition of the triangular matrix is nothing but a matrix is said to be the triangular matrix. It is either an upper triangular matrix or it is a lower triangular matrix. That matrix is said to be that is a triangular matrix. Next one is a symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix is nothing but whenever the given matrix is satisfied the square matrices. Next condition, after interchanging the rows and columns, then the resulting matrix is satisfied the given matrices. Such type of the matrix is said to be that is a symmetric matrix. According to the definition point, a square matrix is said to be symmetric if the condition A transpose is equal to A, that is said to be matrix is said to be that is a symmetric matrix. For example, it is a AHG, HBF, GFC is a symmetric matrix. It is clearly satisfied the symmetric matrix. Why? Because for example this is the matrix. In this matrix when we are going to interchange the rows and columns, then the resulting matrix are also you are getting the same matrix. Therefore such type of the matrix is said to be that is a symmetric matrix. And coming to point, that is a skew symmetric matrix. The skew symmetric matrix is nothing but similarly previously it is a square matrix is said to be the skew symmetric matrix, but here the thing is here it is after interchange the rows and columns, then the resulting matrix is clearly satisfied the negative of the given matrix. Such type of the matrix is satisfied, it is called as a skew symmetric matrix. And that is nothing but here clearly the given matrix is assumption that is a 0 A minus B, second row minus A 0 C, the third row is a B minus C 0. After applying like interchanging the given matrix, then the resulting matrix is a negative of the given matrix is clearly satisfied. Therefore this matrix is said to be that is a skew symmetric matrix. While we are observing this skew symmetric matrix, particularly the node condition, it is a diagonal elements are satisfied, that is a zeros value. Whenever if you want to say something the skew symmetric matrix, if the given matrix is not a zeros, the diagonal elements are not a zeros, such type of matrix is not satisfied the skew symmetric matrix. That is important to remember. Whenever the given matrix is a skew symmetric matrices, compulsory we need to satisfy the diagonal elements are the 0. And again sometimes this skew symmetric matrix is also called as a anti-symmetric matrix. Okay, next one, orthogonal matrices. That orthogonal matrices are nothing but it is based upon the transpose of the matrices. A square matrix is said to be orthogonal if the condition A into A transpose is equal to A transpose into A is equal to I. That is nothing but the given matrix is A transpose is nothing but after getting the transpose of the given matrices, that is A transpose, that means interchanging of the rows and columns, that is called as A transpose. Therefore the product of A into A transpose is equal to A transpose into A is equal to the resulting matrix is the I. That means you get that is unit matrices. Such type of the matrix is called as a orthogonal matrices. And next one, that is a multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. That means you take any given matrices, that is a multiplication with a scalar number, that is clearly according to the scalar definition of the matrix, it is also indirectly satisfied. That is a k into A, otherwise that is A into K. Such type of the matrix is called as a matrix multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. And similarly, sum of a matrices. The sum of a matrices are nothing but it is addition of the matrices. For example, you take something A comma B are the corresponding either the number of rows and columns. Then according to the sum of the matrices, it is nothing but A plus B, that is nothing but the corresponding elements of the A and also B. When we are adding, then the resulting matrix you can consider that is a C matrices. that such type of the matrix is called as a sum of the matrices. And difference of two matrices. The difference of two matrices are nothing but same like that. It is also considered A and also B is the two different matrices, the same order. While we are doing something A minus B, then you get the value that is called as the difference of the two matrices. And matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication is nothing but, for example, A comma B is a matrices are corresponding. A is equal to A I J. The respectively the order is a M by N, and again that B is also matrix B I J. The corresponding that order, that is M by N by N. Then with the help of that AB, if it is a multiplication of AB, then the output is a M by N into N by M. Then the N by N, and that means A is a matrix is a column and B is a matrix is a row. That is a cancel. Then you get the resulting matrix is a AB. That is considered C is a matrix. And again, and according to that matrix multiplication, AB is not equal to BA. That is important to remember. The matrix multiplication AB is not equal to, that is a BA. And again, next one, that is a positive integral of the powers of a square matrices. For example, if it is a, let us consider A is a square matrix, then A square is equal to defined as A into A. Similarly, if it is a cube, then it is a consider like that A square into A, that A square is nothing but A into A of A. Therefore, A into the second two matrices are considered A into A. Therefore, A cube is equal to you treated as A square into A, otherwise A into A square. That is nothing but according to the powers of a matrices are, which is satisfied. What is that? Associative law of the matrices. That associative law is nothing but A square into A is equal to A into A square of the matrices. And similarly, the trace of a square matrices. The trace of a square matrices are nothing but, for example, the given matrix is satisfied the square matrices, and under the square matrices, when we are adding that the diagonal elements together, that is a trace of the matrices. For example, if let us consider A is equal to matrices AHG, HBF, GFC, then the trace of A is equal to, in this particularly the square matrices, the diagonal elements are A, B, C. Therefore, the trace of A is equal to A plus B plus C is the value. And based upon this trace of the matrices, some important properties. One is the trace of lambda A is equal to, where lambda is a scalar number. Then according to the trace of lambda A is equal to lambda into the trace of A. Second one, the trace of A plus B. The trace of A plus B is equal to the trace of A plus trace of B. Why? Because according to the addition of the two matrices, then we need to individually divide, that is a trace of A plus trace of B is a value. And third property, the trace of AB. The trace of AB is nothing but, it is not possible to take out common outside. Why? Because A and also B is both are the different matrices. Therefore, the trace of AB is equal to the trace of BA is a condition. Next is a idempotent matrix. The idempotent matrix is nothing but whenever the given matrix is satisfied the square matrices. Second condition, A square is equal to, that is a condition. That means the given matrix is a multiplication with the same the matrices. Then output is also, we are getting the same the resulting matrix, the given matrix. That is nothing but A square is equal to A. Such type of that A matrix is said to be, that is idempotent matrix. Here the nilpotent matrix. The nilpotent matrix is nothing but the given matrix is a square matrix such that A power m is equal to 0. Therefore, where m is a positive integer, then A is called as a nilpotent of a matrix. That is a condition of, here nilpotent matrix is nothing but A power of m is equal to 0, where m is called as a index of the m. And again similarly, that involuntary matrix. Involuntary matrix is nothing but if the given matrix is a square matrix, therefore if A is a square matrix such that A square is equal to I, then A is called as a involuntary matrix. That means the given matrix is a multiplication the same the given matrices. Then by doing that A into A, then the resulting matrix is I, that is nothing but you get the unit matrices. Such type of the matrix is called as a involuntary matrix. And coming to point of a inverse of a matrix. That inverse of a matrix is nothing but, let us consider AB any square matrix. Then a matrix B, if it is existed such that AB is equal to BA is equal to I. Then B is called as a inverse of the matrix. That is denoted by the symbol of A inverse. And according to the property of the whole dash, that is a transpose of the matrix, therefore A inverse of whole inverse is equal to, that is a A. And second property, that is a I inverse is equal to I is a condition. Next is a adjoint of a matrix. That adjoint of a matrix is nothing but, let us, A is a square matrix of order n. The transpose of the matrix got from A by replacing the elements of A by the corresponding cofactors is called the adjoint of A and is denoted by the symbol of adjoint of A. That is a adj A. That adj A is nothing but adjoint of the matrix A. And again, based upon this adjoint of a matrix, if it is a scalar value of K, adjoint of Ka is equal to K power of n minus 1 into adjoint of A. Second one, that is a necessary and sufficient condition for a square matrix to possess the inverse is that is det of A is not equal to 0. That means if you want to find the inverse of the matrix, automatically the det is not equal to 0 is satisfied. Why? Because if it is a det is not equal to 0, then only the inverse is existed. If it is a det is equal to 0, then the inverse does not exist. Therefore, that is A inverse is equal to 1 by A, 1 by det of A, adjoint of A, it is not possible. Therefore, due to that reason, if it is a det of A is not equal to 0, then only that A inverse is equal to 1 by det of A into adjoint of A. And coming to finally, that is a singular and non-singular matrices. And according to that, the singular matrices and non-singular matrices, these are indirectly, it is called as a linearly dependent and linearly independent. That singular is nothing but, it is called as a singular, that is a linearly dependent, and non-singular is nothing but, it is called as a linearly independent. And here the definition of the singular is nothing but, a square matrix A is said to be the singular if the condition the det of A is equal to 0. That is nothing but, it is called as a indirectly, it is a linearly dependent. Whenever the det is not equal to 0, then the matrix is said to be, that is a non-singular. Such type of the matrix is said to be, it is a linearly independent. And again, the condition of under the singular and non-singular, only first one, only non-singular matrices possess inverse. Why? Because if it is required that at the time of the inverse of a matrices, the det is not equal to 0. Second one, the product of the non-singular matrices is always the non-singular matrices. Why? Because the det is not equal to 0, automatically based upon the not equal to 0 det condition, the product of the non-singular matrices is also the non-singular matrices. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.